Welcome back to Nicholas Comic Corner Classic Lesson Known Classics. This is episode number 2601. I've been saying 25 basically for quite a while. Now basically 2600s. And double number 24, number 2495. First up, we're discussing the remaining issues that were collected in Showcase Presents Doom Patrol Volume 2. I have discussed basically the book I collected from 202 to 221. Excuse me, 102 to 121. It did collect these issues, yes. But I've discussed the 202 to 207 already, thanks to Doom Patrol Silver Age. These last 14 issues were, I don't know why there's not been a third volume release here for this one, so here we go. 108 to 110 basically is part of a story arc in the book where basically Elastigirl and Mento, who are married at this point in time, want to get custody of Garfield Logan away from his evil legal guardian who wants to basically just rip off basically Gar for his money. So throughout these issues, at one point it seems like they tried to get people to go against him, but they're like, nah, we have nothing bad to say about the guy, and like, oh crap, and then basically find more evidence, and Nicholas Gantry, that's the guy's name, he loses custody in 110, where he claimed, oh, Beast Boy is Garfield Logan. And then Beast Boy comes in. By the way, Beast Boy, I should point out, this period of time, Beast Boy, yeah, if you recognize, oh, that's the Beast Boy costume, but yeah, the purple mask is his mask he wears throughout this run. And by the time he shows up when he teams up with the Teen Titans, he doesn't wear the mask anymore. Nope, he has ditched the mask. So, yeah, also, Doom Patrol also claimed dead in these issues, so eventually that leads a way to have Nicholas Gantry finally lose custody of Beast Boy. He, of course, pop up a couple more times in his book after that, and pop up in a flashback in Tales Teen Titans, the one released in the 80s, not the recent one. And that was it for the guy. But basically, the thing about these issues of Doom Patrol, there's a ton of appearances of the Brotherhood of Evil. Yeah, they're practically the main villains of this book. Yep. So, right after they get Beast Boy sort of adapted into basically, well, by the way, Mento, the way he's drawn this book, is that he looks like, he kind of reminds me of like a version of Reed Richards because he's got white in his hair. And of course you have Elastigirl, the beautiful woman that he pined for, he finally married. It's similar to what happened with Fantastic Four. That's kind of maybe where Arnold Drake got the inspiration for that from. So, except Mento has telepathy powers derived from his helmet. Elastigirl is basically a stretcher girl. Which apparently I've heard, the way things are nowadays, it's like, when girls say, oh yeah, Elastigirl, ew. I'm like, did you people never read Doom Patrol? Elastigirl can kind of stretch, yes, but she can also go giant size. Same thing with Kamala Khan, who, if you think about it, Kamala Khan basically has got the same power sets as Elastigirl. Like, she can go giant size and her hand grow big. Basically, she got the same powers as her. Is she basically the counterpart for her in Marvel Comics? No, I think more in line, basically, based on her personality, I think she derives more from Susan Richards. Mento is a little bit like Reed in a way, except whatever he is when evil, and wears a helmet that gives him powers. At the end of this story arc with the whole thing of getting Beast Boy custody, then it begins a 5-part story arc where it leads into something in the 110 where the Doom Patrol and the Brother of Evil have to team up to fight aliens. Because the Brain does not want the Earth destroyed. He wants to take over the world. He does not want it destroyed. So they're willing to team up, and then after this team up, then of course, apparently, the Chief does something that kind of spills the end of the book. Basically what he does, there's this painting in the bedroom of Madame Rouge. Madame Rouge in this book has been in love with the Chief for a long time. And what he wants to do is reform her, so send these little bit of lasers to her brain for 5 seconds. And do this for quite a while, and then by issue 115, she's apparently reformed, and she leaves the Brotherhood of Evil to join the Doom Patrol. Yes, seriously. Also, forgot to mention when at one point when the Doom Patrol were supposedly dead, that Brain thought, oh, why don't we just go attack the Doom Patrol headquarters, because Doom Patrol are gone. So basically, let's go attack their headquarters. Yeah, so Rat and the Man Rouge eventually turns back to being evil. Eventually, even after Brain starts threatening them, and then begins a weird subplot in the book. Like you have like a one-shot character who's causing like called Wreckage, who's crashing satellites in 120, and like 119 is, well, basically I think it's yeah. So I think it's by issue 119 that Man Rouge turns back being evil, and after a standalone issue, then begins the very popular final issue of the book. Now, there is issues 122 to 124 of the book, but those are reprints. I don't consider those final issues. DC probably continued it because Doom Patrol probably was still popular and they want to continue the book for a little bit, but people probably didn't care at that point. So in 121, Madame Rouge decides to apparently kill the brother of evil. Yeah, because she's driven nuts. In the final issue of this book, yeah, she's driven nuts. She apparently kills the brain of Monsieur Mala and works with Captain Zal. You're thinking Captain Zal. Yeah, Captain Zal was a character that they created specifically for this issue here. And then, of course, well, he's apparently like a Nazi U-boat captain who basically became, well, a mercenary. So then, of course, basically, Doom Patrol are dragged to this town known as Carnival, Maine, where, like, and by the way, this issue is actually loosely adapted for an episode of Batman Brave and the Bold. Yeah, they adapt this and have Batman witness the events of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so eventually, like, so you have Elastic covered in a steel net. So, and of course, they agree to stay together. The Chief, Negative Man, Robot Man, and Elastico stick together, and they agree to sacrifice themselves to save a town, and they do. They're declared dead for about a little over a decade. Yes, the island explodes they're on, and Codaville renames themselves the Doom Patrol. Well, 4 heroes, excuse me. Yeah, but the town itself only appears in this. Well, they do appear in this one issue, and they return also in the opening issue of Volume 2. Yeah, and apparently I just read, apparently this is supposed to be like a way to kill off Doom Patrol, get rid of them. And by the way, this issue was released in October of 1968. Roman returns just about a decade later. Yeah, but this is pretty much the end of Doom Patrol Volume 1. And Arnold Drake did a great job with the book. I love all the scientific stuff here. Also, if you're really curious about the brain, let's see if I think this is the correct issue here. Not that one. There's one issue that features the brain on the cover. Here he is. Where you think, oh, the brain. Silver 2 with a little brain on top, skull face. That is not how he originally looked. That was actually from the new Teen Titans book. George Perez gave him that design. He originally looked like this. Yes, seriously. The brain looked like that. And Mission Marlin has slightly different design. His fur was a bit brownish, which Grant Morrison continued that in Doom Patrol Volume 2 before they got killed off after the brain man. Oh yeah, he was in love with Mission Marlin for years. Yes. A human who is his brain. Also, Gavix basically is here for a lot of the time. At one point, he looked like he was about to be kicked off the team. But like, he's like, if you kill me, You do not access to my homeworld's weaponry and technology, and allow him to live. Also, one point we show something here, he's declared as the honorary chairman of the Brotherhood of Evil, despite the fact the Brain is in charge of the group, not Ganovix. But these issues are pure classic stuff here. And, well, kind of in a way, I finished my first DC, Silver Age book. Kind of in a way. So, the next time I talk about Doom Patrol, it'll be the Bronze Age stuff. Yep, the entirety of the Bronze Age stuff that is basically part of the Paul Kupperberg era for the book. What I'll talk about there. But final thoughts on this run for Doom Patrol. The first volume. Classic. Really good. I'm glad DC did the Silver Age books, because I'm sure people may have not been interested in reading the Showcase Presents books because they're published in black and white. But I do recommend checking out, or at least getting, the Doom Patrol Silver Age books, or you get your hands on the, well, if you can find them, the DC Archive books, where they did collect the entire run there too, except that was collected in 4 volumes, which also included an issue from Challenge Unknown, which the Showcase Presents didn't collect this issue for some reason, but I digress. But I'm going to give this Doom Patrol trade a 10 out of 10. Next up is something quite cool. We have Namor Visionaries. Come on. By John Byrne, Volume 1. Yes, this collects the first 9 issues of Namor the Submariner. A really awesome ongoing series. Now, I have discussed a little of this book already thanks to basically a couple of different books. There is a Fantastic Four Epic Collection, which collects issues 47 and 48, so I'm not going to discuss that here. And also, there is the Fantastic Four / Inhumans Atlantis Rising, which has the final 5 issues of this book. But here we have the start of it. This is all written and drawn by John Byrne. So the start of this book, we have this father and daughter duo, the Alexanders, was basically out of the ship. And we also see Namor going fucking nuts, go all over the place. By the way, the ship is later revealed to be the Oracle, which that actually plays a role in this book. The boat itself, no, the name itself does. So, after saving Namor's life, Caleb Alexander gives basically him a sort of this special blood thing, because he is in a rage, because they also recite to him his origin story, which I remember telling it at the UN. And of course, apparently Caleb Alexander was following him for 50 years. Been a big fan of his, following his exploits. At one point he tells a story where he actually drove his bicycle down to the pier, and later on he sold that bicycle to buy his first biology book, which apparently his daughter, well, actually probably his granddaughter, just says that the grandmother basically was happy as well, about a biology book. And this blood thing actually kind of strange, but basically the reason why he goes nuts is because apparently it's explained in this book that he can't stay on the water for too long, or he can't stay in the air too long. He basically kind of fixes him. It was actually an imbalance, making him insane. So, and as a thank you for helping him, he basically disappears, comes back with a chest full of treasure from a sunken Spanish galleon. And of course, later on we see the debut of these twins, the Mars twins, Phoebe and Desmond, of the Mars Corporation, and we informed, oh, our company's been bought out. By who? The Oracle Corporation. That's the name of Namor's company. Apparently he's no longer King of Atlantis in this series. Nope. His cousin is here, Nemertita, who probably splits time between this book and also appearing in New Warriors. So, that's kind of what she's doing here. So, and I really love John Byrne's artwork in this book. It is so gorgeous. Wow. Here's basically him drawing Namor. Wow. I am so amazed on how really good this artwork is. And it's a shame people don't talk about this when it comes to John Byrne. People talk about basically his time with X-Men, Fantastic Four, Alpha, but this book, I don't get a lot of people talking about this one. This book is good. Yep. And throughout this book, basically, in these first 9 issues, we have Namor. He's got himself basically where, like, as a disguise, he puts on a beard, puts his pointed ears in his hair, and his beautiful cousin puts on a dress, and he comments, "Oh yeah, surface rollers love women with beautiful legs." That is 100% completely true, okay? So, I'm sure probably John Byrne probably is a leg guy, so he probably wrote that because he likes legs. Yep. So, now, does the Orc Corporation come in conflict with the Mars Corporation? Not really, no. There's also this woman known as the Headhunter. She's kind of the main villain of these early issues. And after these issues, she disappears, pops up in A number 2, and she's not seen again as villains for hire. Where her thing is that she wants Namor's head, and of course she also captured Desmond's head, puts him in a wall, and then apparently like, oh, are they all dead? Nope. And apparently it looks like she also the head of Danny Rand, but it turns out, nope, that was not him, that was an alien. Yep, seriously. Yeah. What else? He also fights basically this glob creature for a couple issues. Which gets killed off here. Yeah. Gets cut off in issue 7. And also issue 6 has appearance by Masterman. An old villain from the pages of Invaders. Yep. Masterman himself appeared in this issue and pop up again in issues 9. Yes. My only guess is John Byrne probably threw this guy in because, okay, let's have him fight a villain that's not one of like Namor's regular foes. Yeah, so he appears in this book just for issues 6 and 9. He appears a little bit after this, and then after the annual, he's never seen again. Well, second annual. In this book, anyways. Yeah. I love the fact that oh, by the way, the daughter's name is Carrie. Yeah, Carrie Alexander. And she appears a little bit more than her father. Her father doesn't appear very much in the book, but Carrie does. It's like potentially the book establishes sort of that, oh, it's Orc Corporation, not the Orc Corporation. So it's like basically they establish sort of like, you could think of her as sort of a potential love interest for Namor, but not really. It's more Phoebe is like that. Yeah, Phoebe at one point kisses Namor. The relationship doesn't go much anywhere at all. Not really. Yeah. But, and by the end of basically this book here, her brother basically becomes Namor's friend. And Phoebe is like a regular character in this book for quite a while. Yeah, she appears, she's basically a regular supporting character until about issue 57 of the book. Yeah, but these opening 9 issues are just really, really good. Reading these issues and seeing how gorgeous basically the artwork is by John Byrne proves the fact this book should be talked about a lot more. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, and if you're really curious, how long did John Byrne do this book for, you might be thinking of asking. Okay, so John Byrne did this book for the first 32 issues. Yep, he did 32 out of 62. So he did about half the book. He didn't do the last 30 issues. Nope. At least praise him for that. He basically stays as the artist for the first 25, and then by 32 becomes just the writer. Yeah, but I'll discuss more about that later. Now, does he get a replacement on the writer duty of this book? Like, who takes over for him after he leaves? Bob Harras. with Jay Lee on the artwork. Yeah. And by the way, I should point out though that this is gonna be the first of like 2 straight trades talking about this book, and then basically I'll be talking about an omnibus. Yep. Yes, an omnibus for this book, and Jay Lee may have been an artist in this book, yes, but he's only in the book from issue 26 as an artist from 26 to 38. Yes, and does he get replaced at that point? After 38? Yes, he does. With Jimmy Palmiotti and Howard Rourke. Yep, I'll discuss more about basically this later stuff at a later point. But right now, I should probably end it here. Oh, by the way, I give Namor Visionaries by John Byrne a 10 out of 10 because this book is so good. Check it out. This book's pretty easy to find. Probably a little more than, let's say, a DC Archive book. Okay, that's a particular view. There might be another comic corner coming later today, maybe an anime video. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, next video. Bye.